Well, let's get this one started. PSG.LGD versus Team Liquid down here in the lower bracket. We'll see who can fight on and move forward to the final day here at the Major. So, as we said, PSG.LGD, they got a lot of push, a lot of go. These Shaman Wards, the Beastmaster and his army, and literally army on the Ursa. A lot of ways to fight early and take these kills. We'll see what sort of lane matchups they can get, though, Parker, because there's some matchups that I'm sure Liquid are going to want to try and avoid.
Yeah, these lanes for LGD are very scary. Shadow Shaman with Beastmaster. Beastmaster doesn't see much play this tournament, but he is one of those lane dominators, particularly with the Shadow Shaman backing him up with that boots first.
We'll see a start off here as GH trying to block off X-Nova. Won't quite have the damage to finish him off as X-Nova is able to get away, but now starting to reveal those lanes.
Liquid got 3 bounties. Good start.
And the matchups all seem to be Mind Control getting that matchup against the Beastmaster on his own. Unless Chalice does want to move, and it looks like they will indeed move. They absolutely want to force this Arme Ursa against the Mind Control Tide in that 1v1.
Yeah, so a small edge for Liquid early on as it's LGD who has to make the first kind of lane swap. The reason they got 3 bounties is because this Shadow Shaman is camping this mid lane, hoping to snipe a courier with this boots first. You don't see this too often, and they're hoping that it might catch Liquid by surprise. Oh, fissure block.
They won't dive too far, though. TP is going to be inbound by the Shaman, and that does mean that the space and safety is now granted for the courier to be delivered out on mid towards Matumbaman.
And he wasn't waiting for the Shaman to leave or anything. It just so happened that Matu didn't need the courier just yet or didn't have the money for his Wraithband recipe, so a bit unlucky.
Quick trick back to base from X-Nova as he'll look to move himself around the lanes, get the refuel on both HP and mana. And this mid lane, we'll see how it does play out, the way that maybe he has entered into the lane. We've seen sometimes just coming into the lane with the boots. That won't be the case for maybe. Just start off still with the standard stat items on the TA. And that will allow that edge to be there for Matumbaman's Razor. 5 for 5 against the 3 for 0 with these constant static link usages.
Yeah, he should win the lane on Matu's Razor, but he's not going to necessarily out-farm the TA because of that, because TA can fall back, farm the jungle, and Razor probably not going to be able to just max the passive if you want to dominate the lane as hard as you can.
And with the lanes as they are, Liquid keeping the 3 down bottom, meaning that Mind Control will continue to be left alone against this Arme Ursa lane. There's no movements there, just also X-Nova making sure the Mind Control has the struggle of getting close to that creep wave up top. A lot of space will be granted for that top lane Ursa.
Yeah. Liquid understand the Morphling is their way to win this game. He's the big hard carry.
With the Fissure block off, onto Chalice. He's got to take the long route round to try and get himself back to safety. Slowing him down, blocking him off FY, making sure the Miracle can't get in to continue the chase. But Kuro and GH doing a pretty good job of it just between the two of them. Chalice has the movement speed to get back underneath that tower and will avoid the kill attempt from Kuro and GH.
They're hoping they might get another Fissure, but it just wasn't quite coming back up. Another block up now.
It's a pretty good one. They're going to have to cut through quite a few trees to make it back to safety as they're trapped here. FY and Chalice, can they get out? They can't. Miracle claims first blood. They'll also get the Infernal Blade slammed down onto Chalice, forcing him back around the tower. GH still has his eyes on him, and they've pushed the creep wave in. So they can stay a little aggressive onto him. Chalice trying his best to hide out. Now the TP comes back in from FY. They're diving forward. Another Fissure gets the lock off. Double kill for Miracle as they clean up both of them. And now FY wants to get on his own. Has to be very, very careful. GH with these Fissures setting up success for Miracle.
Yeah, we talk a lot when there's these Doom lanes about which is like the ideal creep to get. With a tri-lane, this Thunderclap from the Hellbear is incredible. It's 150 damage nuke with a slow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Top lane Mind Control, trying to find the best way to play this lane around the Ursa and the Abaddon, making those pull attempts. Does TP back to the tower. But again, bottom though, FY, that's the focus is GH. The Fissures making it so hard for LGD to play this bottom lane as Miracle, he's now on a killing spree at 3 minutes in.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about GH's Shaker this tournament. Like, can you give him this hero? Earlier today, you know, it was just being constantly banned out in so many series against like the likes of Secret with Yapzor, but Liquid getting their hands on it, and it has looked like his best hero of this tournament. Going it here with all these Fissure blocks.
Mid lane, as the matchup continues, we do see that Matumbaman still holds that advantage, maybe starting to close the gap. But still, the Razor leads, having that beginning, allowing him to stay ahead. But they'll now offer some backup towards mid lane. As PSG.LGD, they do have both supports around here. Even though they came up towards the mid, they'll start to move back down bottom. Will be spotted out by the Liquid Ward. Also the fact that GH also came in. Maybe seeing if he could get the block off onto maybe and set up for Matuma to try for a kill. He'll be sent back down bottom as he's herded down by the two supports of PSG.
To see what these next moves are going to be. Bounty Rune's about to come up, which is what both teams have their eyes on. Top lane looks very open for Army to get both, and Liquid, knowing that this tri-lane bottom is working so far, this is where they're strongest. They want to get 2 runes down here.
And GH has the stun control to make sure he grabs that rune away from Xnova. Can give him a bit of a rundown as well. They also have the Doom moving in. They are going to continue to chase Xnova a little bit. Fisher blocks him off. Can he still slip through here? He can, so Xnova will get himself away, but GH is going to continue to chase this a little bit. Does now back off as a little bit too much time spent chasing him. So the Abaddon will survive, but yeah, no TP, so Xnova will have to walk his way around to safety, and there's a bit of time where he's going to be out of the lanes.
Yeah, despite the Tide playing into an Ursa, he is farmed absolutely just fine in this top lane. No problems for mind control, and is a 1k gold lead early on, in large due to that, because bottom lane, the Liquid tri-lane, as you'd expect, crushing it.
GH, the passive proc on Chalice. Chalice will be fine. Actually able to turn and punch into Kuro a little bit. Kuro's got level 3, does have that Satire Aura, so that extra boosted HP regen is going on him.
Yeah, the Shockwave itself, it's good, but you just don't really have the mana to support it because he's going for this 1-1-1 skill build, so he's using both Scorched Earth and Infernal Blade in lane. He is a bit mana starved, and that's where it really is just for the aura. That Hellbear nuke is just a little bit more efficient because it's 150 damage only for 50 mana cost. But they're going to go back, fall back for a 3-man shrine. Speaking of efficiency, this is going to allow them to just stick around in this lane and continue to apply pressure onto LGD.
Yeah, even adding Matuma into the mix. So maximum efficiency from that. But PSG.LGD, the best thing they have got going is this Ursa, Arme. He had that free lane, they forced the matchup. The question is what he's going to be able to do with those quick items that he will pick up, as he has to get active around the map as soon as possible to make sure they can play the game at a pace that Miracle will struggle to keep up with. But bottom lane, Fisher looking for Chalice. Chalice, he's got Xnova by his side, so Chalice will be fine. Liquid can't continue to chase on for him.
Keeping him honest, making sure that if Xnova's not there, you know, there's some potential that you get a kill out of it. But yeah, it really is this Ursa. Going for the build we've seen mostly on Ursa, phase into drums, wanting to just have that insane movement speed chase potential. It's usually a 0-4-4 build. We won't see any points in Earthshock. He'll be entirely just using that movement speed advantage to chase down and secure these kills in fights.
Yeah, once he has those items, we'll make it a little more scary for Mind Control to show himself in lane, despite the fact that Mind Control, as you mentioned earlier, is still getting good farm out of a situation where we have seen a lot of tides crumble before when left alone against the Ursa, but he's played it smart. Utilizing the jungle, utilizing the neutrals, and making sure that he doesn't feed his life away in that 1v1.
Yeah, there's a good chance Mind Control is going to be trying to bait him into the tower with a Ravage, so if Arme ever gets too aggressive underneath the tower, he could see a Ravage turnaround. Between tower damage and a TP from someone like an Earthshaker, a Razor, there is kill potential, and Arme has to respect that.
Have a bit of a shot on towards FY. But definitely a lot harder for them to get these kills, and PSG.LGD, they can turn a little bit onto Kuro. Still so beefy with that HP regen that he does have.
Yeah, very quiet game other than those fissure block kills that we've seen in this bottom lane. Mid lane's just been a bit of a farm trade. Top lane, similar thing. And both teams just ramping up to get their levels and starting items, which overall favors Liquid. They're the ones with this big late game carry and the Morphling. They also suddenly get a whole lot scarier with their ultimates, like the Tide Ravage. And that's just not quite matched by LGD with their level 6s. Roar will be nice, and Beastmaster is approaching that level 6.
GH was trying to find an angle with a Fisher down bottom. They do actually get the nuke in onto Xnova. Kuro is on top of him with the Scorched Earth, but the denies there. As now they can try and turn, looking maybe at bringing Kuro down. He has still got that regen. GH is there with the block off. Has got an Enchant Totem to help out, to hold them down. And in fact, with the Infernal Blade and the Shockwave, Chalice is the one to fall low. Waveform forward, they get the kill. Chalice is dead. Another kill for Liquid on this bottom lane. As FY and Xnova unable to offer the help required to keep Chalice alive, as Xnova had to spend that time back in the fountain after denying himself. Now they'll try and strike back, looking for GH, Fisher's out, but they get the kill. PSG.LGD will finally be able to get rid of that pesky Shaker.
FY somehow already has Arcane Boots. He's been taking a lot of the farm and CS in this bottom lane. More net worth than the Beastmaster on his own team. Speaking of net worth, Ursa skyrocketing ahead. Even though the Tide's been CSing well, so much of that was from the neutral camp, that small camp in particular, which does not give a lot of gold. So Mind Control's kind of been shifted over to this mid lane now, knowing that he just can't lane against this Ursa. There's too much kill potential coming out of Army, and they're going to switch Matu to the top lane on his Razor.
Now we'll see what sort of plays PSG.LGD make around Arme. Because with those phase drums, he is definitely ready to go and run heroes down.
You don't feel good about your Ursa just staying top 1v1 or 1v0.
The bouncy runes once again, Liquid trying their best to force PSG.LGD off, but PSG.LGD will be able to claim 3 of the 4 this time round.
Yeah, and Arme made a really cool play. So the 5-minute bounty rune was never picked up by him. So he just got 2 bounty runes back to back right at the same time there.
Kuro being focused. Fisher though, again, GH stopping any sort of danger coming out. Making sure the PSG.LGD cannot chase on Liquid. It's the first time maybe they're moving away from that middle lane, but unable to find any sort of catch or kill. As the Deso queued up for opting for that rush rather than the Blink first this game.
Yep, slightly better for just taking that early Roshan, pushing some towers. He's going to be less focused on the, the split push and needing an escape, because he just feels like, we're the early game lineup, we can just run at them as 5.
And Arme, Momentum Man being in the lane, very hard for Arme to make the play happen onto the Razor.
Yeah, he's got the Morbid Mass, so if there's ever an opening, he can easily solo Roshan at this point, but it's going to be very obvious if Arme ever leaves this top lane. The fact he's been sitting there for 11 minutes by himself is already a little surprising. It's not often you see Ursus just play by themselves.
They are going to go for this smoke on towards mid, looking for mind control. Chalice, FYR on top of him, straight away, no hesitation. Ravage will come out, and here are the TPs. They've dove in for this one, PSG.LGD, but they're going to get punished by the looks of it. Chalice will be able to hold back Matuma Man with the Roar. Mind control is hunting, Miracle, waveform up to the high ground. They've got the vision upon him, and Chalice is dead. A greedy play there from PSG.LGD, diving in very deep. FY also in trouble as GH and Kuro chase him down. Diving the tier 1 for that Tidehunter ended up being a bit of a mistake.
It's Tide, he's got Kraken, and you're fighting without your strongest hero, the Ursa. It's not like this Ursa is this hard carry you're making space for. The second they go for that move, I'm kind of expecting Arme to maybe just TP to the mid tier 1. It doesn't really change things, it's still just too far, too deep, but they need to play around Arme. He is the strongest hero on this Radiant side right now. And they're learning that. They're bringing FY top. Rather than have Arme come to them, go to him.
I want to try and dive it, but it's hard when Matuma Man just pop in the eye of the storm. He still has good movement speed on that Razor as well, so can keep himself far away from the move from PSG.LGD.
That smoke should have been headed to the top lane, I feel. That would have been the more efficient way to play this.
GH, he's able to just walk in. Echo Slam's there for the setup. TPs are coming through, but it's not going to be in time to offer any sort of safety for maybe as the TA falls.
They will get the top tier 1 tower, but this is all in all a favorable exchange for Liquid, killing the enemy mid. That top tier 1 tower is going down regardless, and they're just continuing to find these kills while Miracle free farming down in the bottom lane. He's not keeping up with the Ursa. He does have that bit of extra gold boost as well as that tower money now as well, but man, things looking pretty decent for Liquid considering they are not really meant to be this early to mid game draft.
And they are, it's close in net worth, but as we say, we're just looking towards Arme to make something happen with this power that he has farmed up on the top lane. FY tries to start things off onto Mind Control, but Mind Control, he's got the backup of Kuro and GH. He'll go for it, Shackles, but FY is dead. As the rest of PSG.LGD have to get out of there, and they still are struggling to find some way to use this huge net worth lead that Arme has. They've got to get him involved somehow.
Yeah, he's going to queue up a diffuser. Level 11 as well. It's both a gold and experience advantage that you see on this Ursa. He is going to go down that bottom lane. I like the idea of sending Ursa to the lane where Morphling is, because Arme alone can just bully Miracle out of this lane. Miracle's forced to just chuck a stun and run away. There's a good chance wherever, if Ursa goes to Morphling's lane, Morphling just has to TP or rotate to like another side of the map, or he needs multiple heroes to back him up and threaten to kill the Ursa. Right now, Miracle drawing lines mid, saying, look, this Ursa, let's avoid him. He's the scariest guy in this game. Run away from him, and let's go kill this TA again. Let's go push mid. Let's go top. No point laning or playing against Ursa right now.
Kuro with the invis and Doom ready to drop. Could find an easy catch here for Liquid.
He's gonna find in the trees is FY hiding for now.
They do have the sentry down.
They've seen him, I think. FY knows.
They've got the catch, they've got the setup, they have the
Out of
shadows, but
range.
do they have more detection? They don't. It's on
There's
the
another
courier.
sentry. He's walking into it.
He's trying his best to run away, but with the swipe stacking up, they'll get him. Surely stick charges won't keep him alive. Arme finally able to get his first taste of blood this game on his Ursa.
Yeah. You want to be using these early drums charges. That's where you get that crazy move speed advantage to just Fury swipes people down. He's used 2 now, got him 1 kill of it. The first one attempted to kill the Razor up top, wasn't successful, but better with the tempo, and they're dropping these surfboards. These need to be getting used off cooldown.
And he's doing the work here, getting this tower taken. Fortification does come out.
Here comes Shaker. They make it. This is important. If you get denied, that's a lot of gold removed from LGD.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
And they'll get
Got
it.
it.
Mind control.
That's key gold.
Limiting that bonus.
Yeah, you're playing this fast-paced strat that is on a bit of a window that you have to hit to win this game, and every piece of gold counts. That's going to slow down a lot of these just key items. But LGD, Deso on TA, Ursa, Roshan can just melt so easily. If Liquid are ever not around that Roshan pit, LGD will have no problems at all taking it with ease. But if you're Liquid, you're okay giving up Roche. Giving up Roche is not the end of the world. As long as you're keeping these lanes shoved out, both mid and bottom lane particularly, you just want this Morphling to be camped up bottom. Miracle just got himself a free tier 1 tower uncontested.
Radiant's bottom
This game is
tower has
going for the most part according to plan for Liquid.
With the timings, though, PSG.LGD, they are definitely ready to run at them, you would imagine.
Yes.
Diffusal's done on the Ursa FY. He's got the Ether Lens complete, so that extra reach and setup between him and Chalice with the Roar, they've got a lot of ways to just go.
And this is the free Roche.
This is the sort of the pattern that PSG.LGD want to play with. Get the Roche, get the Aegis, start to look for the kills. Arme picks the Aegis up. They're ready to look towards mid. They've got the trap slows, the shackles as well. FY has the reach. It's a big kill here for PSG.LGD as they surround Matuma Man. Matuma Man's dead and gone. The Roar into mind control. This is the speed that we talked about. PSG.LGD now ready to fight, ready to chase. Trap slow once again. He's got the crack and he's got the anchor, but it won't save him. Double kill there for maybe. As this is the power of LGD
He's
now
still chasing.
being shown.
He's got Diffusal. He can slow him even further.
GH in trouble. Here he comes with the hits, burning that mana. The creep's kind of blocking Arme up, but the phase boots are back up as he slides himself over them. Mana's gone for GH, so's his life.
Dire's middle tower.
So much chase and run at you potential from LGD. And the reason they can find these kills is the vision game as well. TA traps scattered around the map, the Beastmaster Hawk. They instantly go from Roshan to a Matu kill mid, and then they kill 2 more in the jungle because they just see everyone. They know exactly where Liquid are, and they're able to punish anyone who's out of position because of this Diffusal blade. They're not done. Arme's got Kuro.
Arme going in, and he's got it.
Just runs behind the tower, finds it. Doom, he's like, okay, I'll take that. Miracle could be in some trouble here.
Has to be careful. If they can get on top of him, any sort of disable, he's in trouble. They've got the slow, the mana being burnt. Mind Control and GH are there to help out. Fisher's out. They'll try and turn Ravage onto the 2 of them with a borrowed time. They're turning to help it. GH, he's on top and maybe they'll kill the TA. Liquid, they'll get 1. They're going to try and chase for more. The static link on Arme, soaking up a lot of the damage. FY will be left behind. Double kill for Miracle. TP over from Kuro towards the shrine to help set up for a 3rd. As Arme, he's got that movement speed with the phase, the drums. He'll run out of there.
I think KuroKy just doomed him. You could have stopped the phase boots and the drums there, and that would have allowed them to kill the Ursa. It's an Aegis, but when he respawns, you surround him and you can stun him and kill him. So they miss out on the Ursa kill by not using the Doom, but they win a very important fight there, just too deep. And I mean, Miracle, yeah, he's kind of trapped surrounded by 4, but he knows the exact way out. He's like, okay, go full strength, so I can just stun this Ursa. He can't then chase me, and he's the damage. If Ursa's not clicking Miracle, he's not dying.
GH, Blink Dagger's there for him now. Echo Slam's still on cooldown. He doesn't need it to find the set of the arm mid. There we go with the Fisher. Kuro still not wanting to use the Doom as of yet, especially understandable when X-Nova's there to back Arme up.
Yeah, he's not overcommitted. The top lane, he was just so heavily overcommitted, it's worth using that Doom for an Aegis, but near the enemy T1 tower, too risky. Speaking of risky, Chalice.
They found him out on his own. He'll turn with the Roar to slow down Matuma, but GH there with the block off. Chalice still able to weave his way through the trees. On the retreat, there's no tier 1 for any backup to TP in to help him out though, so Chalice will just try and do his best to stay alive as long as possible. But Liquid will still be able to clean him up.
Yeah, top lane, tier 2 tower we claim, so Chalice at least aboard his teammates is much time as possible to get some work done, get a tier 2 tower,
Dire's top tower
take over a bit more of this liquid top jungle at least. But LGD, they're on that clock.
They've got to keep this pace up.
Absolutely. The BKB timing is the big one. You're playing against a tied shaker. When you get double BKB, that's essentially the window you have to win the game, or if it drags any longer than that, you're in a lot of trouble.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They may find themselves having to slow this game down a bit. The Aegis, still a little bit of time left on it, but they've taken 2 towers top. They're in no shape to go for any kind of a high ground play, so I think it's time to regain control of your own jungle down bottom and kind of start eyeing off those bottom towers and this bottom liquid jungle where they've been getting a lot of farm, constantly killing Ancients. It's an even game.
And mind control. He's going to start the walk in towards Arme. Aphotic Shield in the face of the drums, Arme.
They can't fight into this damage steal. They're just going to have to disengage until that static link damage is returned. They may just want to leave TA split pushing top and force Liquid back there, though, rather than fighting down bottom.
I've got just under a minute left to play around with the Aegis.
Ooh, Crimson Guard.
Bit of a different build from Matu.
Yeah. He recognizes and understands his job. Similar to the game earlier we've seen him play Razor.
Taking a look for Kuro. The Roar's out as well onto the Doom. Backups there as Miracle turns into the Abat and offers the shield towards Kuro to get him out of the stun. Now Arme has to back up 30 seconds. You've got to watch that timer on the Aegis. It's running short.
Every time he gets a static link off, they have to disengage. They try burst someone. If they don't burst him, run away. Because the second the Ursa's damage is being depleted, there's no team fighting potential. They may look to re-engage now that Ursa is about to regain his damage. We'll see if LGD feel confident about it. They don't have TA with them. TA playing around the top lane.
Bottom, they dive in. Miracle tips forward and bam, Chalice. Nuke down by the combo of the Morph, and Liquid will take this tier 2 down bottom as PSG.LGD will be a little hesitant to fight with the Beastmaster dead and that Aegis now expired.
Yeah, things not looking all too good for LGD despite this 1k gold lead. They had in themselves that first Aegis, didn't really turn it into a whole lot. Second Roshan BKB timing is what they're kind of going to be looking at as their key point of this game. That's going to be the make or break. Liquid, meanwhile, they know there's no BKBs, and they've got Tied Ravage. You cannot really teamfight into this with Ursa's Aegis having expired, and they're just going to take themselves a free T1 tower. They back off, and things continue to go well for Team Liquid here. But it's still time left for LGD. They're not past that point where this game starts to look too difficult, but this next Roshan is going to be key for them.
Now they've got to make sure they can secure it. They've got good trap vision down. The TA's traps making sure that they have eyes on the exact respawn time of Roche.
I like some of the item decision making too. Chalice has like a Solar Crest queued up. I think they know they're going to hit this timing where they want to go high ground with Roche number 2 and BKBs. Having a Solar Crest to put on your teammate on either the TA or the Ursa just gives them so much bonus attack speed to push with and team fight with. There's still a big problem, and that's dealing with this static link. Could just be so brutal and just ruin the ability to team fight for either Ursa or TA, which is why TA actually has a Hurricane Pike queued up, going for that before the BKB. And we'll probably see TA take the next Aegis. That was perhaps, in hindsight, not where LGD should have put the first one. And if maybe can be on the front line hitting buildings, the second Razor static links him, he's going to just Hurricane Pike himself to create this distance where he can break the static link and then continue to push.
Bottom lane ready to go. Jump in straight away, looking towards Arme. Has X-Nova by him. They have to be careful.
The BKB, but Arme.
GH tries for the Fisher block. Still with the Aphotic Shield. Arme's more than safe. They'll continue to run back. Another zip forward, the Miracle. Oh, turning into the Shaman. Goes for the Hex. Does get removed by the Aphotic Shield. Miracle back into the Shaman form to offer the Shackles. To give FY a bit of a taste of his own medicine. GH blinks forward. Lockdown's there. As Miracle now godlike on this Morph that just hasn't died at all this game. And he's already moving in onto the top lane. Trying to see if they can get the chase onto maybe Kuro.
He's got no blink.
He's got the burn down. There's going to be a buyback from FY as bottom lane. The fight also continues.
Great trap usage. He's saving himself from the chasing Doom.
As they do get Matuma Man. Coming in with a buyback. The Chalice and Arme the ones to find it. Maybe into the trees. TP out.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, Kuro, it looked like he was going to be able to chase down and catch up to Maybe, but Maybe just used 2-3 consecutive traps to continually slow Kuro and kite him, preventing him from getting a Doom off. saving his own life in the process. Very high skill mechanical play coming out from the PSG.LGD mid laner.
And now PSG.LGD, they're in that position that they've tried to get in for the last few minutes. They're now able to shove this bottom lane out, take these tier 1s and these tier 2s away off the map of Liquid, and open up that chance to have any of the 3 lanes potentially, you know, in a situation where they can now siege.
Yeah, and this is all because of Maybe's TA play top. He drew 2-3 heroes up there to deal with the split push, and while he's doing that, his team catch the stragglers. Matu's Razor didn't TP out in time, gets caught, and he dies. And then, hey, you've got 4 LGD heroes bottom. They get to just push down that lane while TA draws attention away.
LGD's got to back up now, though. Echo Slam and Ravage still at the availability of Liquid as they'll set up for these runes. Miracle able to take the one up top. PSG.LGD will get 2 themselves, 2 for 2. Kuro still leading the charge under the cover of the smoke.
They've seen Ame top, so they know if, once again, you catch the stragglers. This time it's Liquid looking for them. Chalice very nearby a few Liquid heroes, but Liquid knowing that Miracle's Morphling's not there. And he's the one they want to start playing around, particularly with this E-Blade, which is very close to finishing.
FY, Hex, TP out, it'll do it. Has the duration with that Hex to get out. Mid lane, Matu building up to be that tanky force to charge in at the front of the fights. Plate mail on top of Crimson.
Yep. I'll have to see how he tries to guarantee these static links. That's his job, is just get the longest possible static link on either Ursa or TA. This was a big part of their win earlier when they were playing this Razor.
And there's the E-Blade now for Miracle. So now PSG.LGD X-Nova has got to be super hot on how he offers the defensive spells out, as there's the potential for heroes to just get wiped out of the game, as they are in a place making sure that PSG.LGD do not get a free Roshan.
Yeah, TA's BKB is still a bit of a ways away because of all these item stop-offs. The Hurricane Pike means it's not quite there yet, but Ame completing a Basher means he's got that little bit of extra lockdown and burst when he jumps in. Can take away some of that response potential. This is actually something Morphling can be a little bit afraid of.
At bottom, GH jumps in, but FY quick with the Hex and the wards. GH is gone. Quick finger plays there from FY will allow him and Chalice to get the kill and get out.
And they instantly rotate top. They want to play around
mid. Mind control is in with the Ravage. Doom's down as well. There's the Evening. Bam! Ame's gone. They'll look towards maybe X-Nova. Giving them the shield. Maybe forces himself up to the high ground. They cannot chase any further. Maybe will get himself out of there. But it's these quick blink plays that are very hard for PSG.LGD to react to. And you saw with the speed that Miracle can get the damage out with that E-Blade.
Can Liquid Roche now? They have no Ravage, but Miracle kills this very quick.
Or they do lose Kuro outside of the pit. This may make it a little risky for Liquid.
It's very risky.
Kuro's going to buy back, make sure that he can secure this area. GH will now respawn.
I think they might have this, though.
It's still hard to fight.
There's no Roar, no Serpent Wards. PSG.LGD don't have good options to fight with.
And they're up to the high ground. They're pushing PSG.LGD away from this Roche. GH has the Echo Slam, so still risky for PSG.LGD to try and run in as a 5-man.
They're delaying it still.
They try for the shackles, but with the shifting already beginning, he cannot hold down Miracle.
Even these TA traps, this tiny bit of slow, every little bit adding up here as Liquid have not finished Roshan, and with 6 seconds left, Ursa's going to be back in time to take a fight at this pit. Alt giving vision too.
They're going to try and finish it off Liquid, but they, as you say, they're still double guessing it. They're thinking about how much they want to commit. They know that they have to respect the 5-man of PSG.LGD. And now with this smoke up, PSG.LGD can look to try and get a jump and a wrap round onto Liquid.
They did smoke under a ward,
They're just going to go straight into the pit, actually.
Yeah, I think this is the better call.
As Liquid, they've got to do something about this. This Roche is falling quick. PSG.LGD just walking right under their noses, and they've got it. Aegis and G's. It's PSG.LGD's, and now they can look to kill. They'll go towards Matuma Man. Static links there, as well as the Fisher with the Force. Shoving Ame away, breaking that link. Nuke will be thrown out onto X-Nova, but the borrowed time keeps him safe. As PSG.LGD, they want to use this Aegis. They want to fight.
Ame,
he's charging in, BKB's popped, he's on top of Kuro, the bash, Kuro's gone! Now look towards mind control. E-Blade safety offered by Miracle, but PSG.LGD that keeps it on top, mind control, gets the blink off.
Wow, they had no magic damage to stop that one.
As Liquid will get back to the base, they've lost Kuro for 50 seconds.
They know there's a small window without Ravage here, 20 seconds before back up. They want to hit this tier 3 tower.
As the Serpent Wards are dropped.
Very defensive Serpent Wards. You can tell they don't feel good about getting racks here.
Arme just charging in. Space is there for maybe to just start hitting the tier 3. Arme, woo, forced out, slid out of the base.
I think that's the end of this push. They almost get the tier 3, down to 400 health. They were just looking to get a tier 3 so they can fall back and take shrines. You know, I think LGD understand they're not going to be able to break this game and win it off of Roche number 2. I mean, they need to find a way to take Roche number 3 almost.
And this move was just so brilliant. No need to run at the team when you can just run into the Roshan pit, and Liquid aren't able to get in and put a stop to this. They take it right in front of Liquid, and suddenly Liquid, they had to be the ones that cannot afford to fight around it. Great usage of this force, making sure that the static link is never long enough that it puts Arme off from fighting. He's already ready to run straight back in at them.
He saw like 70-ish damage, but even despite that, Ursa was still seeing around 105 damage regardless, and with the Fury swipes on top of that, he still has enough kill potential.
As now with the 4K lead, PSG.LGD sort of back on track with the timings they want to be hitting.
Yeah, 4K lead. Aegis in hand, I mean, they still have the Aegis, end of the day, with the cheese, but it's so hard to break high ground. They'll likely wait for the next Serpent Wards and try and finish off a tier 3 tower. Taking these shrines out of the map as well will just help slowly advance this game as well in their favor, but Liquid is still scaling very well because of this Morphling, and this E-Blade, yes, there's BKBs on Ursa and TA now, but the fact, if you can just hit them with an E-Blade combo and force out that BKB, that in itself is a great way of kind of counteracting them. Not so much against the TA refraction, but the Ursa, we saw that fight. He goes high ground, he just gets fissured into an E-Blade combo. The fissure comes from fog, so you can't actually BKB it, and while the E-Blade combo may not kill you off, it does force you out of the fight. In that case, force him off of the high ground and keeps their tier 3 tower alive.
Arme with the blink, and make sure that he gets on these targets, definitely has the damage and the speed to remove a hero, even if he gets linked straight away.
Yeah, this is a sign that they want to go now. He goes back for this later blink and wants to just be able to jump on a key target like that Doom, who doesn't have the Ghost Scepter yet. I was about to say, that's the must-buy item for Kuro, because he is Ursa's #1 target. Earthshaker has a Ghost Scepter, Razor is tanky. You can just take this Doom out. It's a free kill every single time. Liquid do not have the save.
Smokes up PSG.LGD.
They've got that blink ready.
They're looking for a target. Arme's in onto Kuro. There's the E-Blade though, keeping Kuro alive. Kuro's still alive. Gets the chance to die. GH, he goes in, but there's the Doom. Down onto maybe he's in trouble, but they've killed off GH. They've killed off Kuro. They will lose the TA. A 2-for-1 trade. Both teams ever so quick with the plays there.
Miracle's E-Blades this game have been fantastic. Defensively use an item that's, you know, we talk about the shotgun Morphling. No, Miracle's using it to save lives, not take them. And first it's Mind Control's tied in mid lane. This time it's Kuro, who does die, but most importantly, he gets Doom off because TA didn't get Aegis, but has cheese. If there's no Doom there, TA gets cheesed off. Zero chance of TA dying there without the Doom, so very clutch. Makes it a 1-for-2 trade, but it's a TA being traded for supports. That favors Team Liquid, particularly when they're playing against Aegis. By the time there's another team fight, Aegis is expired.
And with this lineup, as we say, you know, as the game goes on, Miracle's morph is only going to get harder and harder for PSG.LGD's lineup to deal with. He's up there, level with maybe's net worth. With the Skadi done, the items continue to roll in for this Morphling.
Yeah, this TA is having a tough time in these fights. Maybe just 3, 3, and 4.
So out they come again. Maybe's back in the game, PSG.LGD. We'll see how quick they are to try and go in once more. They have less than 10 on that Aegis. As Arme is going to jump in. Aegis just about to expire.
They, kind of as mentioned, may just have to look for Roche #3 in some sense. That's why they really wanted that tier 3 tower. I think LG understood.
Oh, they're in, they've got Kuro.
Wow.
No buyback on the Doom, he's gone for 40. This is a nice little opening. Sure, they don't have the Aegis, but they have the numbers advantage.
The vision, the hawks, the traps, they just keep finding kills because of it.
Liquid will have to pop the fortification.
They just want the tier 3. I think this may just be a tier 3 and back kind of situation.
Trying to block in maybe here with the Vicious, but there's the jump. Arme's on top of Matuma Man. Again, the E-Blade Miracle keeping Matuma Man safe. BKB and Enrage popped by Arme. As the two of them try to hit onto the racks, but with the BKBs already popped, they're going to now wear off. They have to back away. As Liquid, they will lose the tier 3. Keep the rack safe for now, as PSG.LGD will have to reset. Miracle still trying to chase.
LGD have no BKBs. They do not want to fight this one whatsoever.
So get themselves out.
Importantly, this window, Liquid can't do much with the BKBs down. As long as LGD stay away, there's no Roshan to worry about being stolen. There are bounty runes coming up, but
Dire's top
seems like that's something. Ooh, Chalice blinks away just in time from a gush. Both teams will be, eyeing off some of those bounty runes that are about to spawn.
Still holding on to that lead. PSG.LGD, they have to continue to make things happen with it. Another quick blink from Chalice. Gets him away from the gush of mind control.
Liquid's going forward. They want to contest. They want to fight.
They're charging in.
And they'll secure the bounty rune. I think wisely, LGD don't engage. Their BKB's just coming back up now. They are going to be ready to team fight with those online.
Army is able to claim the runes down bottom. Over those for him as the Abyssal Blade continues to get closed in upon. Lockdown-wise, maybe. It's going to look to pick up the Hex. Make sure they have these quick ways to get on top of the targets. Catch out Miracle when he's shifted low on the HP. The Lincolns, though, and that BKB he's building into, it's not going to be easy.
Importantly for LGD, even when they're being dewarded and losing some map control like we're seeing up top with their tier 1 going down, and with Roshan coming up, this is a very important kind of part of the map where Liquid want to be able to contest Roshan, but LGD will always have the vision of the Hawks and the traps. So we're going to see just continual spam of these. You can kill all the traps you like, but that's not going to deter maybe from summoning some more, regardless of giving up any gold from them. He just wants to make sure his team have all the vision in the world.
Illusion. Dire are scanning.
Getting in a position where PSG.LGD are ever so close to the base, but it's hard to break high ground. Liquid smoke up and they're on their way out. They hit the scan. They know the PSG.LGD is around here, but they're already backing off.
It's hard. There's just not a natural initiator in some ways on the Liquid side at this point. Yes, Shaker is a big team fight initiator in some sense, but he's looking to be that kind of...
Army, he's been found in the trees. He has to put the BKB and get out of there. Just get the BKB and Enrage up before the Doom comes down. Chalice, we're on to Matuma to hold back the Razor, but mind control in, Bling, Ravage. They're trying their best to control down this Ursa. Looking to block him off. The static link continues. Miracle zipped forward with the very form. Ursa's gone. Arme dead for 80 seconds. As with that Abyssal Blade purchase, he does not have any money for buyback. Liquid, they're chasing for more. Eyes on X-Nova, borrowed time already being used, forces back, trying to get him back to safety, but the full 5-mana Liquid chases him down. He gets the deny, but he's still off the map for 50 seconds. They don't have a creep wave though, Liquid.
Yeah, the good news is you get these kills. The bad news is you look around and you're like, okay, what do we do now? Roshan isn't up, no creep waves are pushing. Top lane's a little bit close, but it's a show of dominance for Liquid. They're running top. They see this creep wave, but they're not going to get there in time. And unfortunately for them, it looks like maybe is already charging up this top lane. Both looking to clear another creep wave potentially, but more than anything, run away from these Liquid heroes.
Yeah, he's going to be very hard to catch.
FY's brought them back bottom. Surfboards were dropped, and it does look like Liquid will unfortunately not turn those massive kills into any big objective. Roshan is perfectly synced up with this Ursa respawn. 27 seconds until Roshan. Ursa will be alive for it.
And last time we saw Liquid around the pit, but unable to stop PSG.LGD from taking it from underneath their noses.
And perhaps unfortunately, they're not going to have Ravage. It's down for 60 seconds. A lot of kind of bad luck in a sense there going against them.
And see how quickly PSG.LGD can make that move towards Roche.
They'll see it right away with the trap. That's the incredibly unfortunate thing. There should be pings and a beeline towards this Roshan pit.
They've got to
with
get
Ravage
over there.
down, you've got 40 seconds. This is your time to get a free Roshan.
Top GH is going to commit the Echo to find Chalice. We'll get the kill.
Oh, this Roche suddenly not looking so free now that you've lost one.
They're a man down on PSG.LGD.
Great pick off.
X-Nova also going to be forced away from this area by Kuro. FY is here, though, to try and turn around with the shackles. And in fact, with maybe an army around Kuro, he's surely going to die as they've got the nuke damage, the trap slow as well. And oh, he's still alive. Finally goes down Arme. BKB's pop, locks down onto the target. Now he has to run. He's killed Kuro, but he's got to get out of there. The BKB wears off. Miracle popping his own BKB. The E-Blade slow. He's going to look to zip and chase it down and rages up. Arme back up to the high grab. A Miracle. He continues to chase up forward. They've got the stun control. Arme, he's dead and gone. dishes out for GH. They're into the base of PSG.LGD, and they're killing them off. FY slammed down by an enchant totem as the side of Liquid just charges at them, fighting around those used BKBs as soon as they're gone off. The amount of catch and chase between the Shaker, this Morphling, the reach that Liquid have is too much for PSG.LGD to deal with in these drawn-out fights.
They just chased him down, and LGD were just way too split up, considering Ravage was down and Roche was alive. They should be playing together as a team, and now third Roshan means Refresher Charge, means double Ravage for an upcoming fight. And what a series of clutch events there. Miracle just chasing for the Ursa, knowing he could continue to slow him down with the Skadi. And then the Lotus Orb, he reflected the Abyssal back onto the Ursa, securing that kill. I think Ursa thought he might have an out with the Abyssal Blade onto the Morphling there, but he just ends up stunning himself.
Yeah, they've got to be careful with that Lotus in play. Arme as well, maybe as well. Now with the Scythe done, he has to watch out.
LGD may get caught here. They've got to be very careful. I don't think they expect this smoke from Liquid.
This wraparound from PSG.LGD's half of the map could be the death of them. They'll try and jump in.
Off.
They're looking to commit, but indeed with a quick concept of timing, GH is going to take a bit of time to go down. It's going to allow the rest of Liquid to come in, and Mind Control in. There's the Ravage, the Doom, straight down onto Baby's TA. He's surrounded, there's no escape for him. X-Nova will TP out, but no, in fact, he won't. The Adaptive Strike, Miracle's able to cancel the TP. The rest of Liquid chase down Chalice as Miracle kills off X-Nova. Chalice, can he blink his way out of it? No, the Eye of the Storm hits continue to connect upon him. As Liquid, they'll get all three. The GH bait. The Ghost Scepter, as you say, staying alive long enough to draw PSG.LGD into a position where Liquid could come round and crush them all.
Once again, some creep wave problems for Liquid. They win a fight, they get these big kills. They're up 23-15, but they often find themselves with these lanes really pushed into their side of the map because of the way LGD are playing. They're just using the Beastmaster, the TA traps so effectively to keep every single lane shoved out. FY as well, he's been split pushing like mad, dropping Surf Mords on high grounds. But if you're Liquid, you're like, well, it's annoying, and it means we don't instantly get tier 2s, tier 3s, and racks when we get these kills, but we're going late game. We're the ones with the Morphling. We're going to have enough of our creep waves alive at some point that we can still look to break your base. And Miracle, he's joined up with, some low HP creeps here, but they're going to get this creep wave to the high ground. TA still dead for 25.
A Miracle. He's got all the right click in the world. The Butterfly's on its way out, just about to be delivered to him on the courier.
Oh, they're looking to pick up top. GH is there.
They're TPing back for this. Looking for the defense. Oh, maybe the BKB pop. He shreds through Kuro. Roar's there as well, but Mind Control will be out of the safety for GH to stay alive. Arme can TP out after getting the kill on the Doom. Chalice.
Radiant base.
It's going down pretty quick. Miracle and Matuma dive in. Arme does get the bash off. He's looking for Miracle, but Miracle, he's got the Razor form upon him. He's got Static Links himself to offer as they'll claim the mid-melee racks. PSG.LGD hexes out again. Miracle E-Blade onto Matsu. He'll have a 2 to turn. Zipping with a waveform. BKB pop. Miracle wants to turn this around. Enrage is there from Arme. Buyback from X-Nova. GH, Fisher, Blink, Slap. They've got the kill onto Chalice. They've taken Arme out of the game. Arme buys back. But Liquid now with a 10k lead and a full set of the racks in the mid lane up. No Chalice for 100 seconds as Liquid can move on down to the bottom lane. And PSG.LGD, they're going to struggle. Oh, X-Nova just deleted by Miracle.
They're all full. They've still got Aegis on Miracle. I don't think they can defend this.
They can end the game, and there it is. GG is called, and Liquid will take game 1 of this best of 3. PSG.LGD, they had a strat in mind. They got a tier 3 tower, but they were never able to push any